Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians from around the world. I hope you're all having a great time and day. So this morning I spent some time writing out a letter to a social worker that I'm working with, and I want to just cut the chase. I gotta get ready to go soon to her appointment, and I'm still worried about my cousin Dinky. She's not herself lately. It's like a different personality. I mean, it's like a different personality, and I'm just worried. She knows I'm worried about her, and I love her dearly. I love Corey too. I just wish I could express myself a little more instead of video. And um, but anyway, so what's going on this morning is I decided to do a video for a couple of minutes and let you know what's going on for today's plan. So when I get home, I got a project I need to work on, which is just a paper and pen project in my notepad, and then which I was supposed to do yesterday, but I got so side distracted because yesterday was somewhat of a beautiful day, and I decided, it was beautiful, and I wanted to go get some milk because I wanted some potatoes for dinner. And so I went and got, well, not potatoes. I made scalloped potatoes for dinner. So, I think you would be like, oh yeah, that's great. Well, I wanted something different than ramen. So, because today is the 29th, is a Wednesday. I know Tara's kind of upset. I think at me for going to the Family Resource Center, but under emergency pretense, I never go there. I mean, we're allowed to go like once or twice a month for household essentials, and I never go. I mean, to me, it's like, oh well, in case of an emergency, use it. And usually I stockpile. I mean, this month I had 3 huge bottles of Dawn, and they went. I mean, literally, it's like, honestly, I'm trying to figure out why someone uses so much dish soap. I'm not talking about her. It's just, little things like this, that you think about. And then you have, other issues, basically like, other issues, and not just that, So this morning, one of the things I was writing to, as you all know, you probably have heard me say it many times, I've said to Chloe, to mosey along somewhere else because, I've told Chloe, she's costing too much money and she's not contributing into this household or doing her chores or anything. I mean, literally, I've been doing a lot, and bill paying and everything else, and her family thinks, oh, she's too disabled, you need to get her this, you need to get her a maid. Well, we need to have her damn diagnosis, and it ain't even gonna work now, is it? So, basically, I've been looking at options for Chloe, housing options, etc., for herself, because, it's the only thing I can do, currently, because frankly, my family I think is upset that Chloe's not going anywhere, and well, they might be right, they might be wrong. I don't know. I mean, the law basically stated, and I wanted to share with you. I don't know if I uploaded yesterday's video. I think I did, but basically, the law states that Chloe's too mentally ill. Now, unless she's playing a joke and conning people that she's mentally ill, they're basically saying, oh, she's not autistic, but she's borderline or bipolar or both. Then others say, oh, she's autistic, like her ex-roommate, or whatever. Her ex-roommate's got a diagnosis. Chloe's diagnosis is 9 years old, but the paperwork ain't there. So basically, what's happening is there's a crapshoot. Basically, I care for Chloe, but Chloe's got to go on her way because she ain't getting better, and I'm not tolerating this abuse. Apparently, by the state's law and federal law, abuse is not constituted for financial abuse. So, and what happened in the past is basically in the past. It's not current. So technically, there's nothing that can be done. So basically what's happened is she's been stuck, with everything that's happened between me and my mental break last year and everything else, and so forth. Um, Basically, that the problem is, as you can see, it's quiet this morning. Chloe's walking a moppy before I go on to my walk to my social worker. Basically, what's happened is I've asked Chloe's mom, for help, through different channels to let her know, that Chloe's got to go home or she's got to go somewhere else because, I'm willing to pay for Chloe to get a ticket to Seattle to be placed in a shelter out there afterwards. I mean, the problem is that she can't live here and be freeloading, and secondly is unless, she's willing, to do her chores and not get combative, which I want to make a statement on a couple of things, for Corey and Tara's sake, and for the rest of the audience that's always asking me in private messages, why Chloe can't be involuntary committed. Well, let me put it this way, okay? In the here and now, and I'm going to give examples. In the here and now, under Rule 1, you have to be a hard to yourself. Now, if she says, oh, I'm going to go kill myself, and, and then she basically says, oh, I was doing that for, whatever, then it gets out of it. Now, basically, apparently, in Chloe's records, by Moses Lake PD, the knife incident that she did where, Tara J and, Gabby and Lexi and all of them calling the Moses Lake PD, what happened was, that basically Chloe got out of it saying she did that for shits and giggles, basically. So because of it, the government got involved after she said, well, F America, F, Trump, yada, 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 and well, you get the message. Basically, it was poops and giggles, so it was in there, so they basically looked the other way. Now, with me, the sheriff was so down to earth that he's like, look, I'm not here to harm you, I'm not here to do anything, I'm here to take a report because APS wants a report, Adult Protection Service, so I gave it. Fortunately for me, that's a 50-50 chance APS will do anything. I wrote a 3 or 4 page statement, I think it was 4. And, basically I just wanted to touch base with what me and the, sheriff talked about because I know, I don't know how I upset my cousin-in-law, Dinky, but, Dinky might be right, might be wrong. I'm not gonna admit it yet. I'm seeing the social worker today, but, basically, let's just say, making threats to herself, for example, you could sit there and say, oh, I was angry when I said that, and I was thinking suicide. They'll just say, oh, well, okay. Harming, threats, plan to harm others, you gotta actually have a valid plan to carry it out. Like, for example, if she said, I'm gonna go down, quote unquote, and go and dispose of your cousin and cousin-in-law and your aunt and uncle in this matter of fashion, then they would be able to basically do something if she had an actual plan to carry out. Fortunately, stipulation 2, no. That's why they get very little involuntary. The guy did say they involve too many potheads, and he says it's wrong, but, So, number 3, destruction of property. It has to be the here and now. Could be your property, could be someone else's property, but still destruction of property. For it. Now, the 4th one is a big one, okay? The 4th one is a big one. That is decompressing or not taking care of your own needs. Now, basically, as long as I'm around, they say that I can provide her needs, therefore she doesn't need to be involved. This is what the mental clinic says. The sheriff says it's bullshit. I can basically say you're on your own. And they'll just tell me outright, oh, you can't do that, you gotta take care of Chloe. I mean, literally, that's what they tell me, literally, Chloe doesn't got a job. Chloe's relying on me, and then Chloe's always like, you know, and then they say I'm the mental one. Yet, they offer her outpatient care. That's the less restrictive alternative. Chloe's like, fuck you, I'm not going through Compass. Fuck you, I'm not going through Compass. They're like, okay. So she's gonna go through someone else. That's fine and dandy. So, uh, anyways, back to the story. So, basically, you know, the decompressing is if she's not getting any, you know, she's wearing dirty clothes, you know, which, we need to look into a washer and a dryer. I just found out a washer dryer would be about $300. I want to talk to Dinky about that, because that might be a good goal to work on next year for, you know, for this place, if I'm still here, the washer dryer combo, you know, where I can actually just pay them, and then when the amount adds up to buy it, just go buy it, because I'd like to have one here at home. But you know, like the lady said at Sears Hometown yesterday, I swung by there because my vacuum cleaner is not working. I mean, the suction hose part to use the hose attachments aren't working, so she's like, oh, we'll have to send it in. And when she was there, she said, help yourself to some coffee. And then, you know, when I was there going my coffee because I didn't have it, it was like coffee time with the nice lady, you know, sold me the vacuum. I said, look, I need to get a tool set for, a basic tool set next month to put together a bicycle soon. So she gave me some ideas, you know, because I said I want to go through my local, hometown store instead of freaking going all the way off island to buy something or go to Sears directly. So she's like, anything that's on Sears website I can get for a decent price. So she was talking about what I needed, and I'm like, this is perfect. You know, so I went online last night, looked over 2 tool sets that are really affordable, and I thought, yeah, this would be great. I know Dinky would be like, you know, supporting it. By the way, I thought of you, Dinky. I as your sister, and I love you dearly. I saw the most cutest toolkits ever. I was at 8. Pink toolkits. Yeah, cool. I was looking at him. Chloe looked at me, right? Chloe knows you love pink. She goes, that is so Tara. And coming from her mouth, it was an interesting concept because I'm going, yeah, it is. Yeah, but you know, they were like $40, so Sears has got to deal with lifetime warranty stuff, and, you know, so, but anyways, that's one thing I wanted to share with you is, on that is, taking care of her needs, you know, and, you know, refusing to get treatment, as the sheriff said, is basically saying, you know, she's exercising her freedom of choice. So if you take her freedom of choice away because of her mental illness, you're basically going to see Chloe making millions to the police department or the mental health system. So unless she's really this bad, where she's got plans to go assassinate people and stuff, which she could sit there and go, you know, for example, I'm in contact with, I would say, an ally and a friend. Chloe thinks of her as a virus and her friends, but I was in contact with her ex-roommate, Tara, and hello, Tara. And basically what's happened is, you know, I've tried my best, you know, and so I thought I'd do a video not just for Tara, but for Dinky, aka Tara. Dinky! So, this video is brought to you by Jinx, designsbydinky.com. Get all your doggy and kitty needs there. She makes sweaters and comforters for your cats and dogs, and sweaters for your kitties, and you name it, she makes it. Just check out designsbydink.com. Tell her that Rita sent you, and she might give you a special. Might not. It just depends on the business aspect, what's going on. June's coming up, so you need to find out if there's a Father's Day special coming up. I should check in on that. Okay, so basically this video is brought to you by Dink. So basically, let's get down to brass tacks. So basically, what happened was I was talking to the social worker this morning by email and giving her an update because it was too late for me to type. When I got done making dinner, you know, and well, you know, like I said, I'm worried about Dinky. That's what's on my mind. It's been depressing me because she's never been in this mode, this different personality where, you know, you usually say something like, you know, you care for someone deeply, you know, and she's my support, and so is Corey, and you gotta say you love someone, because if you pass on, then they can't say it to you anymore. So I was taught that you always say how much you love someone, because if you pass on, that's it. I mean, Dinky knows that I lost Aaron. So how would you feel, if you don't say I love you enough and someone goes, Then again, it could be a different story. So let's get down to the other uh the other thing. So basically, we talked about the mental what it takes to involve someone. So let's just say Tara or Bell. Basically, I've been watching your thread. No, I don't trigger things that cause this. Because of me being pre-op at the time or post-op or whatever. It's more of a, I get enough triggers from Chloe. So, the Chloe, I mean, last night, I was drinking my coffee and decaf with this, and having my, drinking the cheese, soup on the bottom of the cheese liquid from the, Scott potatoes, and basically I got quit gulping, but basically, it's like I can't do anything in my own home. So, but we'll talk about that later in another video. You guys know that every time I do a video about what happens around home, with Chloe, I get yelled at for Chloe, so I can't express my feelings. So let's get down to it, shall we? So basically, when it comes to involuntary, it's basically a hard thing. Usually they want regular. So one of the things the sheriff and I talked about besides involuntary commitment is you can make threats all you want. Question is, do you have enough evidence to basically back it for a court order? You don't. You don't have enough evidence for any of it. So, for example, APS got a report in today, because that's what the sheriff wanted, and then, the sheriff said it's 50-50. In the meantime, the manager here basically said, that I have to be researched with Chloe, and the sheriff said mentally ill people, unless they're conning and lying, and you can prove that it's a lie, and they're just playing the system, that the mentally ill people have more rights than someone with physical ailments. It's like 100% for mentally ill, 75% for physically ill. Normal people don't have these rights. So basically, it's like the mentally ill have more rights. So, but he said the mentally ill also, if they're relying on others to take care of them, then they should be caretaker status or, whatever. And unfortunately, the only other options are therapy or make her life a living hell so she can sign herself off the lease. Or just ask her nicely to sign herself off the lease and be done with it. I mean, that's the only option that's going to happen, And as my cousin Tara said, I think Tara's angry more so that Chloe was ready to sign off the lease, and then, things happened where between me and the manager and something else, it was like 3 incidents that made it so Chloe didn't sign off the lease. So I think, Tara is, more so angry about that, but, I explained that to the social worker. She's also casework manager, and, she's ahead of everything anyways, but, I explained to her in an email, basically, everything that's been said between me and the sheriff, and the sheriff said the APS report that I wrote in my own handwriting, and he was going to summarize it for this morning to be emailed, was because he's working like double, I think, great guy. He basically stated that there's not enough evidence for a protection order. So basically everyone sits there and says, oh, we need to get a protection order. The thing is, there's not enough evidence. I mean, basically, I can put in that Chloe's made threats against me. I can put in the report that Chloe's made threats against others. The thing is even if Chloe made these threats to me or towards others, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go kill Rita," That's not enough evidence unless a policeman hears it. Law enforcement's got to hear it. Everyone else around, there could be 20 different eyewitnesses, and not one of them will be believed because it's still considered hearsay. So basically, even if Chloe basically turns around, I mean, the sheriff basically stated that she could make all the calls she wants against the neighbor and keep pestering the neighbor. It's still considered hearsay. So basically, she can make calls against anyone and basically be done with it, And so, to me, I wanted to share that with you all because it's just freaking hearsay. She can make threats against me and my family. It's hearsay. She can make threats against the government. It's hearsay. I mean, the government isn't coming and knocking on the door going, Chloe, we know you're in here. We need to talk to you. Instead, they're not doing anything of the sort. So basically, the manager's basically saying, oh, well, it's hearsay. Oh, it's hearsay. Oh, it's hearsay. In the meantime, we got, all these stuff stacked up, and, so the sheriff said current options right now because we have to wait for this whole thing to be played out to see if they want to come out, and more likely the APS won't. That's why they sent the sheriff out, and, I did a report, and I spoke to the sheriff and he basically read my report, says it's exactly the same report that I said verbally, so he was like, no problem, so we put all this in there, but he said there's nothing that can be done. I mean, literally there's nothing. The only thing I can do is go and, just waste some money, to see if she'll take to leave the state, and, basically that's the only thing that can happen, is, basically wasting money on the state, to, basically, go that route, and so, so when people sit there and ask me, well, do you care for Chloe yet you want her gone? Look, I'm a minister of God. I care for all people. That's known fact. But I don't want to be stuck here when I hear, I'm gonna change. Instead, she goes and lashes out on, I want to go kill this person. It's like, see, she says, I want, or I'm going to. If she says I'm going to, it's still hearsay unless the sheriff hears it. So, basically, I just want to say, to all you people out there, watching this, right now, there's got to be another course of action. So, right now, I'm going to go and seek guidance from someone else. And, just to let Dinky know, just for the record, I think my beloved Sarah, the one that I love as a sister, she's my sissy. Sis, I don't know if you're upset at me for not stockpiling enough, but I've stockpiled plenty this month. Apparently, it wasn't enough, and we ran out. And, I'm dealing with someone who, let's just say for the audience, someone who uses too much stuff. So, basically, this coming month, I gotta restock up on more coffee. I got my order placed. By the way, just so you know, my beloved family who's watching this, my inner circle, that my current grocery bill at Walmart's like $500, but that's because of, the meats I'm getting and the coffees I'm getting and the coffee I'm getting. I'm just loading this up for you. The coffee I'm getting, so I'm getting, coffee, a lot of coffee, literally a lot of coffee. I'm getting my usual coffee for Folgers, 4 cans of that. And then, one of the things I wanted is the limited edition Ruffles Double Crunch Hot Wings, 12 bags of those. And then I want to get 18 bags of loaded bacon and cheddar chips, and then cheddar and sour cream 18. Then I want to get, Sweet Baby Ray's, 6 bottles of that, 4 bags of, a great value wing drumettes, and then frozen wing sections, and then one box of mac and cheese, one box of other mac and cheese, one box of another mac and cheese, one box of another mac and cheese, and 3 boxes of another mac and cheese. So all of it totals up to about $500 in groceries. I just don't know what else I need to get. You know, uh, so I thought I would share that with you all because, it's something that I wanted to pick up, and so I don't run out of supplies. That includes toilet paper, paper towels, etc. But that means I'm gonna have to break it down into 3 orders instead of one, which means paying $6 and some cents plus $1 every time to go on the ferry just to go get groceries, unless I want to have most of this shipped in. The only thing I can't get shipped in actually on the Walmart site is because I can have my toiletries, my coffee, everything is my frozen foods. My frozen foods are the only items, and those chips that they don't have them online. Those are the are the available online. So, but anyways, let's go real quick, basically back to the thing. So, I'm working with everyone, and I just want to say to Tara and my Tara, Dinky, I love you dearly, and I'm always going to be there for you. So if you need me to leave you alone for a while because you're in one of your bunks, then fine. I talked to Poppy about it. He joked again, like my therapist said, must be a bipolar moment. She's having a bipolar moment! I'm doing the genie from the movie Aladdin. Oh, it's a Kodiak moment. Get that bear out of here. Anyways, honestly, let's just... I'm trying to be humorous this morning. I like Aaron. So, now, if Dinky's upset that Chloe's not gone yet, well... we're working on it. The worst case scenario is I'll pay out to get her out of here myself. So, and then finally, or, pay for her to go to a homeless shelter, mental hospital, look at places somewhere. That was one of the things the sheriff did bring up, or to send her off to, another state. The problem with sending her out of state, as the sheriff said, is getting her to leave to take her stuff with her means I'm going to be paying excess money just on that baggage. So, like before, if I book the flight out a month out, then I just gotta buy her, a ticket, and then I have to wait 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks out, make it 5 or 6 weeks before she flies out, make sure to pay the next month's baggage. Because baggage could be between $25 and $50 or more. I mean, I saw one place that said they cheap airline to Phoenix, for example, and she wanted Phoenix, and they wanted like $37, $50, and $75 is like $37 for a carry-on. I mean, literally, what, you gotta go walk on the plane with just your clothes on? I mean, come on. So, anyway, so basically that's what the sheriff said is another option, that or sending her home, and yet she refuses her mother, so... that just leaves with the idea of San Francisco or San Diego for being homeless unless she finds resources there. Phoenix, which is, another, Phoenix or, Pittsburgh. And those, Pittsburgh really expensive. The further out you go, the more money it is. So I have to be like buying a ticket and wait 6 weeks and then buy the or 4 weeks later pay for baggage and then get her on the plane, and be like bye bye. And then, there goes my birthday, but it might be what I need to do too. So that's why I'm talking to social workers on those aspects. So anyway, Sheriff and I said otherwise, she's too mentally ill unless she's conning everyone. Then, they can do something. But long as she's severely mentally ill, there's not much that they can do about it. Now, I'm not praising her and saying, oh, praise the Lord, she's still with me. Basically, I just, um, it's complicated. So, anyways, because this time is almost time for me to get ready to go, I wanted to say to you all, I hope you all have a great day, and look for another video later, update what happened with the social worker. She's giving me coffee. I know, I ran out. I went and I got it was 4 cans of coffee this month, and it was all gone. And so, to me it's kind of depressing, but I'm living through that. So, with that said, everyone, I will do an update when I get home. Please subscribe, please post comments, please leave feedback, suggestions. Keep it nice, all we ask. Hit that like and subscribe button, so it's funny for the family. Thanks for watching, and God bless you in everything you do.